Bunny is a rider. Dude, being an amateur vlogger, I wish y'all could see this. Like, can you see? My camera is on a Mentos bottle. And I'm like ducking. I just uploaded my first video. I tore this top off the Mentos bottle because I'm nervous. But I'm excited. Now it's like, what to video next, you know? I'm at work, about to bartend. Yeah, I feel giddy. I feel excited. If you watched it, thanks. Love to know what you think about it. My Chipotle burrito just got here, so I'm gonna go. Okay. Y'all, vlogging is not for the weak. Like, am I crooked? Probably. If y'all could just see my setup, I've already showed you that other one. Yeah, this has been an interesting little experiment I have embarked on. Oh, see. Okay, I'm gonna start. Let's take it back to some literary theory. I think it was by Foucault, which basically realized my washing machine's going. I wrote this paper back in college, but my professor, she would be like, you know how people say, just be your truest self, or like find your truest self. And she talks about how this theory talks about how that is somewhat impossible, because once we are babies and recognize ourselves in the mirror, so we can see that we're being seen by other people. So once a baby recognizes its image in the mirror, we understand that other people can see us. And from that point on, we live our lives in performance. Whether we consciously or subconsciously know it, we are constantly presenting for and through the eyes of others. And so this whole idea of like returning to yourself, my take in the paper I wrote on it was, I called it the fault in our Myers-Briggs, because I loved personality tests and still do. We spend our lives like obsessing over personality tests or curating Spotify playlists that we hope tell us who we are or show others who we are. Or, you know, humor where it's like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's you. Oh, haha, that's so you. We spend our life looking for identity markers to remind us who we are, because once we became aware of other people, we never really lived our lives for ourselves. All that to say, this whole like YouTube vlogging journey, even though it's only my second video, has definitely brought that up out of me. Looking at myself at this camera as I'm talking, watching myself while I'm editing, noticing how much I touch my hair, I look, the way my body looks, and then also thinking about what I want to say and viewing it through the lens of like whoever's listening, which that's social media in general, but it's been more difficult for me. Like, I wrote this note in my app. It's not that I have a shortage of things to say. I have a lot to say, but it's feeling the voices creep in of like scarcity mentality and judgment of whether or not they're being delivered correctly. Since I've posted, people have like acknowledged it to me, like hug me and tell me how proud they are of me, which has been affirming in ways that it's hard for me to comprehend. But I've also felt some backhanded compliments or like judgment of like, oh, you know, YouTube is really hard, or you're gonna have to really be on it, and I talk about backhanded compliments all the time. I'm like the queen of receiving a backhanded compliment. The amount of times I've been told, oh my God, I thought I was gonna hate you at first, or you're not what I expected, you're much smarter, or I thought you were like intimidating. Just random things, or where people are trying, I think, to like broach connection but don't really know how. And it makes me think of when I was in divinity school, I had this professor who, she was talking to women who feel called to the church, and she was like, if you're a woman and you feel called to the church, some of your biggest antagonists are going to be older women in the church, because you accepted a call they didn't, because they were too scared to or they were not able to. And that's something I feel right now, choosing to take up space in this way, and whatever that means for you, like your art or whatever you feel this still small voice inside of you like really wants you to do, but you're scared to do it. People are without a doubt going to have opinions about it and judgments. And so much of that comes from the fear and insecurity of producing and creating their own art or chasing their own dreams. Like, I experience it and I'm used to it now, and I like know how to chalk it up, and I have like people in my life who are very supportive of me. But it makes me sad for us that we are so fearful that we are not creating and doing the things we know we want to do, so we judge others. And so much of that comes from just an inability to like spend time alone, figure out what we're wanting. Like, I was writing the other night, I was thinking about when we act out of FOMO, for lack of a better term, but that's such like a small term. Here's a perfect example. Saturday, I was at work and I got off early at 2, and I was like, what do I want to go do? And I was like, I don't really want to drink, I don't want to spend money. And then I was like, I'm just gonna go home. Like, I'm gonna go home. And I had so much anxiety because it's the middle of the day, and I felt like Saturday is the day that you are supposed to be like soaking it up. And I thought about how when we act on that impulse, and that's not to say that like having fun is and doing those things are inherently bad. Obviously not. That's the point of life. But I was thinking about how when we act out of like lack and scarcity, not only do we waste energy on the things we're doing, we waste energy the next day trying to recover from them. So that could be as small as like going out to drink when you really didn't want to, and then waking up hungover, and then now 2 days are kind of spent not doing what you actually want. Or I think about it in terms of dating. Like, you are dating someone because you don't want to be alone and you're scared of being alone. So you spend 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years with this person. The relationship ends, and then you've just spent all of that time recovering from that. And I wrote down, when we get stuck in this cycle of avoiding being alone and the anxiety that comes with it, our life is spent rehabilitating and not regenerating. So we're not creating, we're not chasing the dreams we want, we're not living in a way that feels fulfilling, because we are constantly either trying to recover from choices we made when we were escaping, or we don't want to try to recover, so we're continuously escaping. And I feel like all of this like links together for me, because the people who are judgmental of people putting themselves out there are people who are deeply insecure that they're not creating the art or living and art being like the fulfilling life they want and crave. It's loud noise. It's really loud noise. It all comes back to me for like this comfort of like sitting with yourself. So I came home on Saturday and learned how to work this video editing thing, and I'm so glad I did, because now something is easier for me towards like the goals and the dreams that I have. When I was recording earlier, I was like, I haven't like shown things that I do, which I like watching. I'm kind of basing this off of what I like to watch on YouTube, and I'm nosy. Like, I love to see what things are a little chaotic around here. But I don't really drink coffee anymore, but sometimes I dabble, because there's just really nothing better than an iced oat latte. And I'm about to go to the gym anyway. I don't know where my AirPods are. I'm about to go to my personal training. I love the gym. I'm about to tweak. Oh my god, y'all. This is my favorite thing of all time. Do you see those birds sitting on that power line? I'm not kidding when I say that that is the most beautiful thing to me. Like, that brings me peace. They're sitting together. What are they talking about? Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, the gym. It literally, for someone like me who is always up here and thinks about everything, the gym is so healing, because there's nothing to think about or nuance. It's just pick it up, put it back down. Can I pick it up? No. Do I want to be able to pick that up one day? Yes. Therefore, I need to eat protein. Let's go to the gym.